Hey YouTubers, seeing as there's nothing I'm really interested in reviewing this week, and I've just finished reading the long-awaited finale to the Irredeemable saga, I'll be reviewing that instead. So hang tight, sit back as I don my comic book underpants, and review the long-awaited Irredeemable.
You could guess the landing spot on the dark side of the moon. I suppose you could guess...
Welcome to Spoiler Free. Enjoy as I review a comic book series? That's it. The first time I ever read an Irredeemable comic was due to seeing this cover. It just hooked me. The expressive illustration was extremely poignant and it demanded to be examined. So that was my initial and my inevitable journey into the world of the Plutonian. Irredeemable follows our protagonist. Wait, no, he's our antagonist and superhero, the Plutonian, who after a series of events turns evil and begins terrorizing the world. The only hope for the world's salvation is the Plutonian's former team, the Paradigm. All the characters who consist of the former Paradigm team make their mark in the story. When the story isn't delving into the history of the Plutonian, it follows our protagonist and survivors as they try to figure out a way to stop Plutonian's reign of terror. Although not all of them have a presence throughout the entire series, they stand on their own as formidable characters and engage me so much. Because of time, I'll talk mostly about a few main characters in the Irredeemable story. A powerful element of Irredeemable is that the Plutonian does not pull his punches. He executes evil doing on a whim, without regards to the ramifications on humanity or his own conscience. He has a rich backstory that works to pull the reader in and empathize with him despite all of his terrible deeds. This in turn makes him all the more terrifying. Whether it's a well-calculated plan or a scary overreaction, he consistently kept me on my toes whenever he was on the page. The most important character rivaling Plutonian is Cupid. Cupid is a genius and only rivals Plutonian's intelligence. He has no superpowers and has the Batman hindrance of no killing without the League of Shadows degree in kicking ass. This makes his character all the more engaging for me. His struggle to beat a being who can literally stop the moon from spinning is overwhelming to imagine, so the journey to take with him is one that kept me on the edge of my seat throughout the entire series. Along the way we meet Plutonian's arch-nemesis, Modius, or Modeus. Not quite sure how to pronounce it. Never have I encountered such a powerful and emotionally driven nemesis between two superhero characters. Not only do these characters seem matched, but their dynamic continues to develop and change throughout the entire series until the final volume, where their relationship is as shocking as it is awesome. In between the main stories, we get a glimpse at how the ordinary citizens on Earth cope with the New World Order Plutonian has created. We get to see how they survive and how the American government try and deal with the Plutonian themselves. There is enough of this to answer the question, how the hell can ordinary people live while an angry god is ruling the planet? And the answer is very bleak. The Plutonian is the curious nightmare of what it would be like if the entire world fears one man and he can make people do anything he wants without repercussion. Artwork consisting mostly of Peter Krause and Diego Barreto has an amazing style of storytelling to it. The artist worked to put the reader in the world with these characters, and this works very well due to the amount of emotional content in the artwork. The artists do an incredible job of making the reader understand the scope of the world these characters inhabit. Although most of the artwork is breathtaking and gorgeous, the panels at times didn't present enough to really hook me. I sometimes found myself glossing over panels. This is a small criticism in an otherwise great body of work. Mark Waid did a brilliant job of giving a majority of the characters their own legs to stand on, as opposed to giving the characters a single attribute used to further the plot. There were only a few characters that I feel the story didn't need. When the story did take some time to show some seemingly mundane storylines, it still did a great job of enriching the characters. For the majority of the story, the great character development and interaction can be accredited to Mark Waid's astonishing attention to detail in the characters' personalities. Waid did a terrific job of illustrating the deep-seated desires of these characters enough for you to understand their motives and their actions regardless of how destructive they are. I can only wonder how Waid could possibly write a character that an audience can truly call irredeemable. It's no small feat. In that regard, I have to say that the Plutonian holds up for the most part. Towards the end, I felt like the Plutonian's character changes in a way that made the finale a little too lackluster for my liking. That aside, this series is an astonishing piece of work, and best of all, it actually ends. I'm a huge fan of conclusions, so if you're looking for a series you can really sink your teeth into without the beating of a dead horse of any kind, then Irredeemable is the one for you. I give this comic book saga a go out and get the series or get the e-comic books online and read them right now out of 10. If you'd like to talk more about the Irredeemable series, hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. I'll be back with another review again soon, so stay tuned.
guess a landing spot on the dark side of the moon, I suppose she could guess a cave.
Okay, man, that's a cut. Good stuff, good stuff.
So pants on champ.